Mike's all right. Croeso nôl. Welcome back to the latest episode of Fearless in Devotion with me, Tim, and I'm joined by Andy. The other guys are currently indisposed. Is that the right word? Indisposed? I think it is. Anyway, we are fresh from a couple of hours after the final whistle of Wrexham 0, Bradford City 1. I don't even know how to comprehend how that's happened. It's the first time we've ever lost 3 league wins in a three league games in a row under Parky. So used to saying wins that to have 3 defeats is weird. 4 if you include the cup game. Let's. This is going to be a bit of a love and hate kind of pod. We'll get to the love stuff shortly, but let's deal with the hate first. We hate losing. We hate the kind of wild head wobbles. Plenty of falling off with this defeat. Andy, just give me your thoughts. I've simmered down a bit. I was a bit angry on Nath's post-match spaces before, largely because of the outcry, really. I mean, I didn't think we played that bad, especially first half. Could have been out of sight.
Yeah, they did do well in the first half, and you thought it was one of those games where they just have to be patient, and the chances will come because that's what we do in the second half. We step it up a little bit, and the chances invariably do come. Look, this is just a reality check, but to be honest, me and you and the older fan base are well used to this. You know, we're used to Wrexham being shit. I said to my mate texting after, I said it's like the good old days. We're crap. I don't. Almost having all these wins, it's not that it's spoiled us. It's just it's painted a fake picture of what football and what Wrexham is. So I think you're getting a true picture of it now. It's not all wins and triumphant parades to promotion. It can't be. Sometimes you do spend a lot of money in the transfer window, and you do end up still losing. That's just the way it is. Look, let's take the positives. Yeah, it's four losses in a row. One was in the cup, so write that out. We're still in a good position. We're still got 2 games in hand, and it's still in our own fate, really. And I think it's a league where you can lose a few games and still go up. And I also think that we said this at the start of the season, didn't we? We said, look, the fact that 4 goes up means you can have a bad spell. And we are having a bad spell. We also said that every team will have a bad spell. We're having a bad spell. We need to A, get ourselves out of this bad spell, and B, not have another bad spell. And if we do that, we'll still go up automatically. I don't care about the title. Stockport can win it by 30 points for all I care. Just get me promoted.
What I mean is this defeat sort of done something to your voice? It sounds like you've been huffing helium. You've definitely
Have we gone higher?
There's definitely an octave switch in there somewhere. And is it because, like, when I appeared on camera, you suddenly discovered that you and I are both wearing what appears to be some sort of matching white t-shirts?
White, yeah.
We're sort of part of some weird cult or something, but we can confirm that we're not. Yeah, I mean, my thoughts were, I thought we were decent first half, a couple of good saves by the keeper. I thought the Mullin thing was a penalty when I saw it. There's a lot of
I
people
saw it
saying
back. I'm not so sure. But then, if you look at what they got as a penalty, is there a massive difference?
No, there's not. No. There's a lot. There's a lot of weight behind the argument that now that Mullin's got a bit of a reputation and he's quite clever in what he does. I mean, I genuinely think. I mean, it hasn't gone his way for a while now, but I genuinely think that when I saw that, I was like, how is it not a penalty? It's not in his interest to go down when if he'd stayed on his feet, he would have been through. So I can't see. And the guy's kind of bear hugged him, so I can't see how it's not. But I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We didn't get it. We should have been almost out of sight at half time. I can't believe how poor Bradford were, allowing us too much time and space. And you just knew it. Alexander's going to demand a response of some type. He got it. They played a lot better in the second half.
They did, yeah.
I said this earlier on. The longer you go into a game, the longer you can stay in it, despite not playing great. You're gonna create something. You're gonna get a chance from somewhere. It looked like that chance was going to come from the penalty. which obviously great save by Arthur. I thought he was really good today. In Parky had a
Yeah,
chat.
back to what we knew. What we know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Parky said he had a bit of a chat with him midweek just to kind of sort of man manage and get him over maybe a little bit of a mini crisis of confidence with what happened at Salford and Blackburn to a degree. I thought he was decent. It was great. So poor penalty. It's got to be said, poor penalty. But you
thing
know,
is, Alfred already dived, and it's like the lad waited for him to.
it was weird. Yeah, he stopped on his
Yeah.
feet. But you know, he's gone the right way anyway, and he's kept fairly because you know it's like a lot of people tend to go down the middle. So he's sort of won the battle of wills there. But then you know they popped up with an absolute sucker punch late on, proper smash and grab.
Good
They've
goal,
basically,
though. Good goal.
yeah.
You
I
know
mean,
what?
he's a
Has anyone
predator,
ever
isn't
thought about signing that Andy Cook?
he?
Look, all I'm saying about it, I mean, I sort of thought maybe Lee let him go at the beginning, and then was it O'Connell who let him go after?
I mean, Okonkwo makes the initial save, and then he's there again on the
Yeah,
follow up.
he's there again.
However,
Yeah, the first instance, I thought maybe you skipped away from Lee a little bit easy, and in the second instance, you'd want your centre half to react quicker because there's three of you than their lone striker in the box. But you know, it came close to Cook, so of course he was always favourite to get it, wasn't he?
should it have got to that stage? Take me through the whole drop ball scenario, because I think, was it like another Bradford player had their 50th head injury of the game? I mean, Jesus, talk about dark arts.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty good at that, but you've sometimes got to go away to a team that hasn't lost at home in the league for ages.
Mm.
You know, I mean, we have lost in the league, but you know what I mean. Who've got a great home record, and you've got to try everything, haven't we? Every trick in the book, and they did. But yeah, it was brought back. It should have been a contested drop ball. It seemed that it wasn't. It seems that Bradford took it and went on the attack, even though that we we were in possession when the referee called play. So yeah, I mean, I don't. You were there, mate. I can only watch it on TV. But what was the general sort of feeling towards the ref? Because he didn't. I mean, he wasn't quite Gurnham Singh, but he didn't seem like
He
he had
initially seemed,
complete control.
he seemed a little bit pedantic in the first half. I didn't think anything of it. Just
Very
thought,
stop start, wasn't it? Very stop.
yeah, very stop start, and then you kind of loathe to go on about referees because it shouldn't really be about that. He was a poor ref, but was he to blame for us ultimately losing that game? I'm not so sure. You know, not the slightest. So, it's just a weird one to take because then I'm trying to put a bit of context around this, because basically what's happened today against Bradford is what we did at Shrewsbury. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
you lay siege to somebody's goal, you don't get the rub of the green, and then somebody comes away and takes the chance that comes their way, which is exactly what Bradford did. Somebody said that they had like more shots on goal than us. I don't think that's true. I certainly don't remember too many obvious ones.
If they were piddling ones, and
Yeah,
obviously the penalty counters a shot on goal as well, which as you say, Big Arthur saves. So it's not classic, is it? And we are struggling to break teams down at the moment. But we're also struggling to put a passage of play together. And look, I don't want to get on anyone's back, but there's always a but, isn't there? I don't want to get on anyone's back, but Lee isn't as effective as he was at the start of the season, and that's mostly because Lee was so effective at the start of the season. You can't carry on that pace. And Mullin is going through his first bad patch as a Wrexham player. And there's a number of reasons for this. He hasn't got a regular strike partner. He's always with someone else. He's coming back from a long-term injury, and I did think that he came back a little bit too fast. But he's Mullin, isn't he? He's got that sort of air of being able to do anything. And so when he came back, of course, he scored pretty early doors, because that's what Paul Mullin does. But he's in the rigmarole of the season now. He's in the Saturday Tuesday drudge of it, and that's why they brought Marriott in, because they do realise they're going to need to give him a rest. Would you rest him on Tuesday?
yeah.
You think he's tired?
I think he's almost. I think he's tired, but I think part of me feels like he's kind of feeling a bit of the burden now, and he's almost putting too much pressure on himself.
snatching at things. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, some of his closing down play was still brilliant. He still does a lot of donkey work that maybe other players don't. He's closing down the ball, just chasing and harassing, and you kind of think it's gonna turn from it at some point. But I mean, we're just over, literally 3 years into the takeover by Rob and Ryan, and it's quite ironic that after 3 years we're now talking about 3 straight league defeats, which hasn't happened under their stewardship. It just
You're
hasn't.
saying
So,
everything bad comes in threes. So
well, yeah, but I mean, I just find it weird that there's a lot of sort of scapegoating going on, and the amount of frothing that's come from people can accuse us of being happy clappers. We try and call it as it is. Nobody can be happy by 4 losses in a row. Take out the Blackburn thing. Newport was poor, down to 10 men early. Salford was rubbish. That was the worst it's been for a long,
I was
long.
angrier after
Yeah,
Salford, much
yeah,
angrier than I was today.
yeah. And it's just, you got to go, okay, well, that's the first time we haven't scored in 54, 55 home games. It's our, is it fifth loss at home in 70 odd games in the Parky, 75, 76, 77 games, 5th loss. Come on. You have to look at the context and appreciate that context. Doesn't mean to say that we like losing. Nobody does. But I think there's this weird, I keep mentioning it. It rubs me the wrong way when fan base go, it's such an entitled bunch. But there are pockets of
No, there are.
that think that they can just turn up and go, well, it's going to be another Wrexham win today because we're at home. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work. They did everything they could have done today, and they just couldn't. It just didn't get the look. There wasn't enough conviction in that final third to put Bradford to bed before it was too late. That's the fact.
I don't want to get onto the fan base's back, really.
No.
But what I will say is, look, we've doubled our attendance, and the new fans that are coming in have probably always had Wrexham as their second team, but maybe went somewhere else, if they could choose. Maybe United, Everton, Liverpool. I don't know, and they've come to Wrexham because it's such a great story. They can feel proud of their hometown club again, or if they're from North Wales, the club that represents their region. And they've come in on a time when we are winning, and so they've got used to winning. And I think if all of a sudden you're not winning, as I said earlier, me and you are used to the fallow periods. We've had them for quite a while. I'm not sure a lot of the new fan bases are, and I think once we start winning again, and this is consigned to history, it's a bit more of a rounded experience of what following a football club is. It's not always going to be on a trajectory like this. There are going to plateaus, and there is going to actually be some downslopes as well. And we gear in, because you can't have like the real highs of supporting Wrexham without experiencing a bit of a few kicking the balls.
You enjoy the glory and you deal with the bad. You somehow deal with the bad. It's the only way of doing it. And like, part of me wants to kind of like try and disagree with what you said about the whole fan base thing, especially the more newer fans or whatever. But
it's great that we've got new fans. Look, don't get me wrong. Before you say anything, like, I've spent 30 years of my life trying to get more people interested in Wrexham, and now they are. I'm absolutely made up. I don't give a fuck about not getting tickets every now and again. Pisses me off, but I realize that's a thing. But I'm so pleased that more people want to be Wrexham fans now, and I completely applaud that. But anyway, sorry, I cut you off a little bit there.
No, it's just that's the only thing that really beefed me. Is that the word? Yeah, beefed me is.
Sure.
One of the things that kind of got my goat, and like, people are fully entitled to do this, right? People are fully entitled to pay the money and leave wherever you want. But we all know the whole thing of never leave early. We know what Wrexham are like for comebacks and so on.
Yeah.
The amount of people streaming for the exits with 6 minutes added time kind of absolutely stunned me. I mean, people were pouring for the exits like it was 4-0 to Bradford. I couldn't believe it. And I don't know whether that was a little bit of apathy or a little bit of
Do you know what it was? It was a little bit of rugby.
Yeah, well, that's the easy excuse, but there is no easy excuse. You can stream that on your phone. So it's not. I'm not having that as an excuse. I can understand why. I get it. Six Nations. Everybody's a fan all of a sudden. But however, I could not believe how many there was thousands of people going for the X's with 6 minutes added time, and I can only put it down to a number of those factors we mentioned, or just a sense of inevitability that it just wasn't to be our day. It just wasn't. And as soon as that goal went in, it's kind of how I felt. But you just always think with this Wrexham team, it only needs a chance, only one chance to get back
there's
into
always
it.
a chance.
But anyway, I digress. Look, let's before we move things swiftly on, I'm just going to read a tweet from our friend Neil Smith. He was always a man of little words. When he does say them, he usually is a voice of reason. But Neil said, to go up last season after 15 years in that league and to be in the top 7 in the new year, amazing. We're coming back. It's just our turn to be crap. I like that. Because it is. Everybody's having a bit of a wobble. Just ask Notts County. Just ask us. Mansfield the other week when they sort of were held by Sutton, which is a bit of a stark warning for us as well, by the way, going into Tuesday's game. Everybody's going to have wobbles. Everybody's going to have them, So
also, mate, the transfer window's over. We brought some players in. We've got a packed squad of quality. They'll come, we'll every team will do this Saturday, Tuesday for a bit. We did it last February and March. Remember that horror run where we managed to get through it? People are going to lose people to suspensions. They're going to lose them to injuries. They're going to lose them to loss of form. Now, we have a squad that's big enough to cope with that. And we have enough quality all the way through that we can replace good players for good players. So I think we've got to really be quite mindful that Parky plays the percentages. He always has. He does it away from home. He does it with the squad he builds, and percentage-wise, he still thinks there's enough there to get us into the Football League. Sorry, League One. Oh, God, after a couple of losses, I'm like I'm back in the conference. Our guest is ready, Tim. Do we want?
Give it 1 minute before we do that. Just 3 years in charge. Give us a quick highlight for you for those 3 years, and you're not allowed promotion.
I quite like Ryan Reynolds' video about how you pronounce McElhenney, and I love the fact that it was such high values, and it was mostly about our club. I just found that the most surreal of a very surreal 3 years. I think Ryan flying in for the Stockport game after watching the comeback against Dover. I think that's the bit that I sort of think Ryan's got it. Ryan's one of us now. Ryan does silly things because he wants to watch a Wrexham match, and it was great that match rewarded him and further embedded this club in his psyche. What about you, mate?
Electric advertising boards. Obviously, that was the first sign of.
We were on them pretty early, weren't we?
Yeah. No, seriously, I just think obviously the increased profile, the sort of sense of belonging, the identity, the increased profile, just the overwhelming sense that you can have so much pride in your club again. So, it's just that.
And your hometown, not just your club.
Yeah, it would be body blow after body blow, losing to, I don't know, Grays Athletic or whatever, and it was just like, oh, not again. When is it ever going to happen? And then it's just a good time to be a Wrexham fan. Some of the hate from other clubs can be a little bit exhausting at times, but that's the way it is. So we know how Millwall fans feel now. Anyway, going away from the hate, it's Valentine's Day later on this weekend. I'm sure you were getting the rose petals and shaving your own carriage and everything else. Yeah, so we're going to bring our guest in. So we're going to go away from the hate into the love. Now, this entire segment could go very wrong very quickly. So let's just stress that me and Andy are two proud heterosexual men, fully on board with all that. But we decided last minute today, rightly or wrongly, that we were going to do something for Valentine's Day. We're going to do like a sort of Sexy Wrexy Sexiest Men's 11. And I thought if we did this for a women's team, we'll probably get shot down in some sort of sexism round.
Oh, no, we won't. It's no probably about that, mate. We would.
Yeah, we will. Yeah. So
we would deserve it.
Yeah, we had a wonderful sort of brainwave. It was like, who can we get on to assist us with this discussion? I was like, shall we? So what I did, right, when I was researching this very quickly, I Google imaged Sexy Wrexham, right? And our guest will probably know where I'm going with this. When you type in Sexy Wrexham and Google
Is
image,
it me?
it's not you. It's not you. It's definitely not me. It is our very, very own, and it's entitled as a Welsh glamour model until she tells us otherwise. Alaw Haf comes up. Okay, so Alaw, thank you very much for joining us. Very last minute. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm sober, by the way.
Wow, that's a good thing. This is a good start. Being in a room with two men wearing exactly the same outfit is never. It's a dangerous place to be if you're going to be drunk. So that's a good thing. Despite Andy's penchant for leather, but we'll talk about that another day. But no, thank you for coming on last minute. We don't really know how this is going to go. This is going to be
This is what I reckon. Well, I've picked 11 players who I think are quite fit, and I'm going to call this bit 4-4-2.
Oh
right?
no!
That's a proper Daily Star way into
I like it.
into this little segment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these stars, and they're in a 4-4-2 formation, and we can debate what we think about them, and are there some other people who I've maybe overlooked. So I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to go for number one here. Right. So this is
we have got some fan comments about this, which we'll read out shortly afterwards. But let's go with Andy's 4-4-2.
Okay, so here you go. My choice for the goalkeeper is Scott Shearer.
It's not coming up, Andy. Oh, hang on. Now he's got it. He's put his secure folder away. Andy, you need to put your full screen. Scott Shearer, right. So for people who are not watching this on YouTube, we obviously would recommend that you do watch it on YouTube, because this will be completely lost on you otherwise. Andy was showing us Scott Shearer. Do you want to show us that again, Andy?
Can you see that?
It will come up in a minute. It was a bit slow on it. There we are, Scott Shearer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, let's have a look at Scott. I reckon he's the housewife's choice. He looks quite sensible. You know, goalkeepers are usually quite nuts, but he looks like he'd like run you a bath and maybe rub your feet a little bit. What do you think, Ala?
I like that, and I like that opinion about him as well. Like, take care of you, like he takes care of the ball. That's it. I like it.
Yeah. Tim, where were you on Scott Shearer? Now, he wasn't a great keeper for us, was he?
Okay.
Let's be.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's got quite dark features, kind of olive skin going on. I can see where you're coming from. There has been a couple of shouts on Twitter for Kevin Deard, and I with the greatest respect to Kev, I think they might be slightly taking the piss. Because somebody mentioned he had the frame of Rockin' Robin, which is all you kind of need to know. But Scott Shearer is an intriguing shout.
Where do you want to go, Tim? I sense that you don't think Scott Shearer is the one for you.
To be honest, from a goalkeeping point of view, Ben Foster is a beautiful man. He's got He's got great cheekbones, very experienced. Got to be said, great tan. Looks after his hands. Well, Ala was just saying that she agrees. So, Ala, Ben Foster, talk to me about Ben Foster.
Well, I thought that's who you would have gone for, but then I suppose that's really obvious, isn't it? Or
there he
Rob
is.
Linton.
There he is. Can you see Ben here? Oh, look at him there. What a fresh face. He looks like Rich Watkin there.
Rich Watkin of the Fat Boy who sponsor us. Was good job we get that in now.
Yeah, absolutely. There he is.
Wow, okay. But I was just mentioned Rob Lainton. I'm intrigued by your choice of Rob Lainton. Is it the sort of 5 o'clock shadow, the sort of strawberry blondness?
It is a bit, but then he always hurts himself, so it's a bit of an ick.
Does that mean you'll end up looking after him?
It could be. It could be, you know. I probably, yeah.
You don't want to look after Rob Lainton then, but yeah.
But that's who I would have put in my top 2. It would have been Rob Lainton, Ben Foster.
Okay.
The good thing about Rob Layton is, remember all that DIY work he was doing in Welcome to Wrexham? He could also sort of replaster the spare room.
But he'd pull a hamstring hammering a nail into the wall. Such is his look. So
right, are you all right for me to go to the right back now?
Yes, go for it.
The right back isn't controversial at all. He is an absolute dreamboat. It is Anthony Ford.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Irish accent, caring person. He's a whole package. But look at that. Look at those cheekbones. Look at that stubble. Ah, absolutely.
You're not reading this off a crib sheet, are you? You're just going off your own.
Oh no, yeah, it's just my general feelings. Yeah.
There has been a couple of shouts for Anthony Ford, has to be said. I can't find it now. Oh yeah, Rex fan, but Anthony Ford looks like an Armani model, and the best part of it, he seems completely unaware of this fact. So
yeah, I see that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
could you see him modeling a bit of Armani? I think, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the fact he does, like you say, doesn't know it as well. He seems very genuine.
Yeah, very unassuming man, very down to earth.
Are we going to say that maybe Ben Foster or Rob Layton are the keeper, but Anthony Ford's a shoe-in for right back?
Yeah, we'll take that.
Yeah,
okay.
I can't
right.
think of that.
This is where it gets a little bit interesting, and these are all my personal choices, right? So you can you can veto these, but for a centre half, how about a bit of rough? It's Mark Crichton. He looked lovely last week when we had him on the pod. He had like a salt and pepper beard, like grown his hair out a little bit. Looked like he looks like a nutcase there. He looked like a businessman. So that is the ever-changing face of the beast.
Yeah, because he looks like a tank in that picture.
I mean, the only other thing is we could use this picture, but he looks like he's possessed. And that one, yeah, he's just about. I don't know. Is he trying to headbutt someone? Is he just on a massive fart? I don't know. But again, that one, not brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Mark's got some incredible tattoos.
So I mean, he's a bit of rough. He
has been a business owner with Raw Inc. in the past, so a bit of an entrepreneur, which Alaw will testify to knowing all about as well. So I don't know though. I don't know. I'm not fully sold.
Honourable mentions here. Can I chuck a couple of honourable mentions?
Yeah,
do you remember Craig Morgan?
I do. He's the hairiest man.
Hairiest man. Yeah, we both said it. The hairiest man. Alaw, do you want to see Craig Morgan?
Yeah, show me.
I mean, his back looks like his chest. He's just a rug. It's like a team wolf of a man. I see you've researched as well, Andy. You haven't like secured them. You just Google image and everything. Wonderful.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. That's.
Well, we're so sorry we're such an amateur podcast, but it's bells and whistles. It's fine.
It's all right. I prepared notes on my phone instead.
Amazing.
That's how professional I am.
I want these notes because we're going to ask you for a top 3 later on. For various. So yeah,
that's an honourable mention anyway. Right. Can I go to the next person I thought? And it's a bit controversial because they were actually a centre-back partnership, but Nat Knight Percival, good-looking fella, lovely demeanour, right? Softly spoken. He can also fit a tow bar. So anyone who watched that podcast,
is that sexual innuendo for something?
And also, you marry Nat Knight Percival, your kid sounds like he's King Arthur's Round Table.
Very true.
We've had Nat on the pod before, and I could not believe it when he opened his mouth. I was like, Jesus Christ, has he been taking elocution lessons?
He was such a good fella.
Never heard anybody like he's got a soothing voice. If you're having a bath, you just want him to read you a bit of Harry Potter, sat in the toilet next to you. Be cracking.
Sat on the toilet. How romantic when you're having a bath.
The seat will be down. The seat will be down. He's not having a shit. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Give that one a few minutes, love.
I knew this would be a bad idea. It's going downhill pretty quickly. But carry on.
Can I have another honourable mention on that? Jordan Tunnicliffe, I think, is a good looking fella.
Ooh. Yeah.
Go on.
That's quite hard. Because you're showing us the bit of rough, then we've got the hairy one. Now we've got Tunnicliffe. Who we go for?
Yeah, I mean,
Jordan Tunnel Crash.
That's your nickname.
How many times do I Google tunnel crashes? Love them. Oh, he doesn't look great there, does he?
No.
But yeah, look how heroic. He's like Terry Butcher. there.
Red headband. Yeah.
Warrior.
Always looks surprised, doesn't he?
Who's who in that picture? I don't know.
Twins.
Yeah.
Wow. Alaw, what's your thoughts on Jordan Tunica?
Oh, he is. He is very good looking. This is a hard one, actually. This is quite hard. I'd either go for him
So
or
we've
do
got
Craig Morgan.
Craig Morgan, Nat. You can have two.
I
Just
mean,
sense out pairing.
well,
Go on, we'll go Tunnicliffe, we'll go him, and we'll
Yeah.
go for Craig Morgan.
Okay.
I'll be greedy enough too.
Right.
I feel like you're ignoring the gentlemanly, warm smile of Manny Smith, Andy.
Yeah.
Reliable as well, ever present. He's always there for you.
Yeah.
You know,
Bit of money. Right.
and
back.
likes to live in a castle. I think he's living in a castle in France now, isn't he?
Did he?
Ooh.
Yeah, something like that.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Well, that might have swayed it for me. Never mind. Anyone
Yeah,
else.
bloody hell.
That for the nobility, I was like, is he? Which castle?
Yeah, what castle's this?
Which castle's this?
Is he single?
He's living in a castle somewhere. I'm sure he is. Yeah, have a look at
Shall
that.
I go on to left back?
Yes, do that. Do that.
Right, left back. I've gone for Mr. Dependable, Mark Carrington.
As dependable as your internet, it would seem.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But
no, I'm not having this. And the reason being, I mean, I'm all for Carrington's messing with the styles. We're only at the top knot, and they had the man bun.
So I mean, he looks so different in each picture.
He does. Good cheekbones, good teeth, got plenty of land. Has to be said. Remember his back garden,
palatial back garden, palatial.
However, it kind of always bugged me that he did that weird sniffing thing in between every sentence. He sort of go, yeah. No. He do that all the time. He used to wind me right up. It was like, you know, a little
that would wind me up.
Yeah,
that
could annoy people after a while. What about Neil Taylor?
Kid Next Door, but you Neil Taylor with a bit more of a beard. Retired early, plenty of cash in the bank. Not that it's all about money. Has to be. You laughed at that. It helps. There you go. All you men out there, put a separate pension aside. It's got to be done. Neil Taylor maybe Sunday. I'm not joking. I really should refer to the mentions we've had on here.
Who we got for the last defensive berth?
I'm not kidding. I'm a little. Liam Geraghty has put Will Boyle. I dare say he might be having a little bit of a joke.
Yeah, hilarious.
No offense, Will. Somebody's put Sean Pedgick. Anyone? Can't see that. I'm going in reverse.
You're a bit high there, mate.
Yeah.
No, it's not a great photo, Sean.
It's not a great photo, Sean. I'm not sure about that.
Worry that Sean would ever be able to grow a beard.
Where did Ian Evans play? Ian Edwards, slightly before my time. Much before my time. Anyway, we'll go through these later on. I don't think there's any. Barry Jones was mentioned.
Yeah, Barry's a good-looking lad. Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
they're not bad.
Yeah, okay. You liking that?
Right, all right, come on. Right, he's the last part of the defense. Let's move into midfield.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
I
want to know what Alaw's notes are. We were sort of riding.
Yeah.
Ready.
Look at Carlos.
I've got a Carlos one ready to go. Rob.
Carlos Edwards had the love of liquid in NB, and liquid in NB does not give its love easily. It's chiseled face,
wonderful Caribbean accents. Robert Apglin.
He looks better there.
It is a tweet. When I lived in Wrexham, Carlos Edwards had the pick of the ladies in Scott's nightclub every Saturday night. His choice of jacket alone wins the award. So
look at him there. I mean, he is aging like a fine wine.
Silver fox, 100%.
Right.
What you saying? What you saying?
Yeah, I am. I'm approving.
Yeah.
Bring him into the team.
I'm not having any. We've got to have this one because his nickname is Gorgeous George.
Yeah.
Gorgeous George. What is it about Gorgeous George? Are you approving of Gorgeous George?
He's a bit of like a. Is it like? You know, like a prince or something. Like, is it like I want to say so,
like a Disney,
but then I don't know what
I
that
know
looks
what
like.
you mean.
Sort of like Prince
yeah.
Harry with a sort of dark beard, kind of that kind of vibe. Is it?
Like he's got that kind of vibe about him. But no, I do like him.
There he is, fresh-faced.
Oh my god, it's completely different.
Holy shit!
That's completely different.
No, it's got to be. Right, I don't think we can look past Gorgeous George. If your nickname is Gorgeous George,
yeah, it's a sign.
Do we know that's his nickname? But there we are.
Well, it's what
is that a nickname you've given? Yeah, is that what you're calling?
Right, one of our own. I think he's known as Penakai's second most handsome man.
Who's the first, Andrew? Your
dad? Me or my dad? I don't know.
Keith Gill. The Penakai Prince.
Boyish good looks, Rob Evans. Honourable mention for Brad Walker and Danny Sonner in this.
Yes, Danny Sonner had wonderful hair. Isn't Danny Sonner the one that didn't have a mobile phone or didn't believe in mobile phones?
No, he was a very spiritual fella, and so mobile phones were not for him.
Oh my gosh, I think.
There we are. We should state that this love aspect is very much tied into Valentine's Day, and it's not like the hippie sense. That's what reminded me about Peace and Love with Danny Sonner. But there we are. We knew this would go off piste completely, but there we are. It's fine.
What do you think of Robbie Evans then?
No, he's not number one. I don't think. I'm afraid.
Because you've got two. Sorry. You've got two here again. There's 2 centimeters.
Yeah, we need. I need to stop being greedy. I need to narrow it down to one. Should we go Gorgeous George?
Definitely Gorgeous George. Can I just show you Brad Walker?
Okay.
Right, Brad Walker, English footballer. Right.
Andy's got dial-up in London.
No, it's just because it's going across a load of screens. Ooh.
How many screens you got open? Fucking hell, CCTV operator or something.
Well, I'm working at the moment, so there's Brad. Looks quite nice on the ball, tall, rangy fella.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, here am I? We need to come back to midfield. We'll come back to midfield.
I've got some cracking for midfield. I mean, I don't know if you've got him. However, I'm hoping you've got him. Oh, somebody mentioned that they love a bit of Cara. Lily put about Cara. Chris Holroyd has been mentioned several times. Yeah. Have you not got Chris Holroyd up there?
No, I haven't.
A lot has been said for Chris Holroyd, especially when he had the quiff and the beard on the go. There's a lot of shouts for him. I'm just trying to find a good picture of him, unless you've got it.
That's not a good picture of him. And he looks like a garden gnome.
No, not that. It's pretty bad. That it's like sort of leopard
hang on
vibes.
He's not in a Shrewsbury kit there. I'm sorry. He's instantly.
No, that's a Macclesfield kit. Shit.
Oh, is it? Fair enough. All right.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, Chris Holroyd's getting a lot of shouts on the Twitter. Has to be said.
Oh, I'm not so sure. I know
sure. It's the hair for me. It's like no.
I mean, somebody's give me that picture, so that might be why.
That's better. Yeah. I don't know if I've just seen that first one and you said garden gnome, and it's like, that's all I've got my head now.
I kind of think like you sort of Sam Wedgbury is a better alternative there.
That's a better picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. And let's go for my left wing option. Look at Elliot Lee. Absolutely, you could bounce coins off his thighs, off his arse cheeks. Honestly, the guy's
wagon ass, as our friend.
He would never need a Brazilian bum lift, would he?
That's not even the best picture. I mean, that's
an old picture of him. I loved him with long hair. I thought he was great with long hair.
Yeah.
Now you've shown that. Yeah, long hair. I think that's better.
Just the greatest beard, the greatest smile, the nicest guy.
Absolutely.
And then there's plenty of pictures which would suggest that he is, shall we say, well endowed? That's the only way of putting it.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I've not seen these one.
There's a couple of pictures out there. I wish I was pictured like that. You know, it's just like, oh right, just gonna tuck these short shorts even shorter whilst I celebrate. It's like, okay, Elliot, you enjoyed that goal. Quite clearly.
Yeah.
I'll try and
find him when he was really young.
But even then, you know,
he's a good-looking guy.
His dad, you know, Rob Lee was still is a fine-looking man. So strong genes in that family. You know, is technically from Brazil, so
Oh yeah.
Brazilian genes.
Right,
Yeah,
strikers.
I think
we all agreed on Elliot.
I think we're all
yeah.
agreed. Oh, Elliot with short hair, or Elliot with long hair.
Long hair.
I'm
Long
thinking,
hair,
yeah,
Elliot.
long hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going to say the same.
Wow,
Right,
interesting.
can I show you the striking options? One
Yes.
Oh
is
God, what are we gonna go? I know
Sexy
what
Gareth Taylor.
Sexy Gareth Taylor. Yeah.
I mean, he just exudes manly confidence. He's a sort of fella that you give him all the IKEA shit to do. He puts it in the back of his Volvo, and you just know it's done. You know he'll sort it out.
Utterly rubbish. Utterly rubbish at penalties in crucial games against Luton.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. That's him signing over the deed to your latest house because Gareth's got it all sorted. Don't worry. Don't worry.
I see where you're coming from. He probably is he's probably a strong man for a bit of manscaping, has a pedicure and a manicure, got a great watch on the go there. However, I'll be honest, I'm not sure I could trust him.
Right, honourable mentions here. James Gray looks like he could be on Love Island. I mean, he was a prick, but he was a handsome lad. I mean, he couldn't drive you anywhere, but you know, he was still he's still a good-looking fella. Shall I get a picture of James Gray?
There you go.
Get a picture of him with a spider bite. Remember that spider bite?
Oh, yeah, we did that story. Yeah,
amongst the drink driving.
Yeah.
Oh, you sort of recalled in horror when I said I don't think I could trust Gaz Taylor. Was that an understanding?
Yeah.
Sort of, can you get that?
It's a red flag. Can he be on the team if he's a red flag?
No.
We don't want a red flag at this time of our lives. Jesus.
James
that picture just makes you want to punch the screen in.
Okay, let's move away from James Gray.
His eyes are too close together.
It's a really bad picture.
I'll stay on record quickly that I'm sorry for offending anybody on this pod if you think we're being somewhat cruel in any way or being anything like that. Obviously, know us, you'll understand. I can't believe Andy's just brought up Craig Falconbridge.
The Falcon.
It's the hair.
The Falcon. The hair's good or the hair's bad?
It's kind of like, do you remember Busted?
This is
Charlie from
now.
Busted vibe.
Yeah.
Completely different.
He's a statuesque boy next door. He's now a personal trainer, so he's probably even more ripped. He's got a cool nickname, the Falcon. Oh, I mean, he could have like a gladiator's name.
I want to show Alaw the difference. Can you Google, because I think he was a striker. Can you Google Sam Williams Wrexham, Andy?
I can. I've got another one to throw in the mix after for striker. Sam Williams Wrexham. Was he the lad we had from Aston Villa on loan?
We had him on loan from Aston Villa, and this was the most mind-blowing thing, and I just know that the reaction we're going to get from Alaw is going to be worth it.
Okay, so this is Sam Williams when he signed for us. You can't really see there, can you?
Yeah.
Maybe this one's a bit better. Yeah, that's a bit better.
Yeah.
Would you like to see what he looks like now?
Go on.
Right, this is Sam Williams now, which is quite something.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, same guy.
That is the same fella.
That is the same man.
What the hell? That's completely different.
So Sam Williams is now a personal trainer. He was in Dubai. He is now over in the UK and Marbella. So just to confirm, that is now Sam Williams. Sam Williams has abs. He has abs that only Andy and I can ever dream or buy, basically. I don't think there's anything.
That's a couple of trips to Turkey to get those abs, I think.
You might as well get the teeth and the hairline done whilst you're there.
Lying on the operating table there.
So for our audio,
one last one for striker. Did anyone say 70s porn star? Because if they did, there is Super John Paskin. I mean, he's
you need to bring
a load of South African meat there.
He's got some good hair.
He has got some good hair, and he's still got it now.
No way.
Little tickling moustache. It's all happening.
Right, I'm going to stop sharing the screen unless there's anyone else that we need to go through here.
Before I bring on the suggestions that we've had on Twitter, I want to know what Alaw's notes are now. I'm curious to know what they are.
So
go on, your notes.
Very basic, obviously. Rob Linton, Elliot Lee, Mullin.
Oh,
okay, interesting. Tell us about Mullin. Why is that? Because a lot of time for Mullin. I wouldn't necessarily have had him down as the sexiest player.
Right, this is the thing. Because my mates say this, like I don't get it, but I think it's like the power, stamina, and it's like he gets like this little I don't want to even do it. The celebration at the end. It's like
the pump. Oh wow, okay.
But then Parky, even though he doesn't play, he
oh,
looks like he would take care of you.
yeah.
I think we were going to get to the manager.
Goals.
100% Parky.
Then I got passed, and I did ask in the pub, Hill Street. Shout out to Rich Watkin again. But I did ask, and I got passed. Was Ben Foster, who we've already discussed, and then I got, who I believe Tim knows, is Danny Williams.
Okay. Wow. I mean, wow. I mean, Danny is your rough and ready lad about Wrexham town, 100%. Like Wrexham lad, worked in a clothes shop for a bit. I think he's now in aerospace. Again, he probably agree himself. He wasn't like a supremely gifted footballer, but he would give.
Wow.
He did.
I've got a paragraph underneath his name because everyone was pitching in. Even Nick, my mate Nick, said, "Look, he was a love machine." No idea what it means. Don't know. His dad's from Mould. I'm from Mould. Well, Leeswood, kind of same thing. And he'd tackle anything.
Wow, okay.
I was like, I'll write him down.
Danny Williams. I did not see that coming. But tough, like a tough bastard, Danny. He'd protect you 100%. He'd protect your honour on a night out. No dramas regarding that. So I can understand.
We're going to go Danny. Is that midfield berth that we couldn't? We're gorgeous George then.
I don't know, because we've already mentioned Robbie Evans. We can't have too many local people. Not that I'm saying locals are ugly. They're not. We're all
because you're local doesn't mean you're pig ugly.
We're all beautiful. It's all gone wrong very fucking quickly. It's going to be our most listened to pod or our least listened to pod.
This is when you get cancelled.
This is
removed.
Yeah, this is something completely different to what we normally do. But it's nice to change things up. And to be honest, let's give people a laugh, because we've had a bit of a crappy day, really, haven't we? We've lost 4 on the bounce now.
Yeah.
So come on.
Let's show Parky some love, though, because I'm with Alaw there.
You're going to go Sexiest Wxm manager?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you look at what's before him. No offense to Brian Flynn, too short. No offense to Sam Ricketts, too snaky. Who else? Dean Keats. Too many looks.
I had a dream about Dean Keats last night.
Go on.
What kind of dream?
It was a dream that he'd been. It's a crap dream, but it was a dream that he'd been businessman of the year after leaving Wrexham, and it was like some sort of Dragon's Den businessman, and we were going to interview him for the paper. So I texted. It was like a really mundane dream. It was like me texting Dean Keats saying, "Do you want to do an interview?" and him going, "I'm not really sure." And then I woke up. Anyway, yeah. I still dreamt about him.
Dean Keats is an electrician now.
Okay.
Yeah. Last time I remember is that he said he was an electrician. I'm not sure that we should be telling people that, but tough. If you need your plugs fixing, go see Dean Keats. That was another dodgy double entendre.
I would have gone for like if you need a rewire, or if you need not your plugs fixing.
There you go. So if you'd have said it, we would have got away with it, because we said it. We're getting cancelled.
You need your box stripping out, then you come to Dean Keats.
You had to go a step lower, Gilpin. You had to go a step lower. Right, how far in are we with this 11 now? Have we done?
We're more or less done. We need to get the manager. Can I just say three words? Kev Wilkins biceps.
Wow. I mean, there are 3 words that I could put together for Kev Wilkin. I'm not sure we want to show this. Does anybody remember the infamous picture of Kev Wilkin and Joe Clark? Do you remember that, Andy?
No, I don't, mate. What are you about to show me? I mean, this was PG-12, but I think we're ranging into into an 18 certificate at the moment.
Is there one above 18? Because it's about to get racy. I can't see if I can find it now. It's such a good picture. But it's basically Kev Wilkins shaking hands with, I think it was Joe Clark, but it looks like he's got a semi on. The only way I can put it.
This feature sounded such a good idea in our heads, didn't
I
it?
know. I've got to find the picture. Right. I reckon that there's more notes in Alaw's phone that relate to this.
Have you got anything to read out from Twitter, mate?
I've got plenty. Do you want me to fire through some of
go
these?
on. Check in what people have been saying about this.
Okay, so surprisingly, it did do quite well. So a few people mentioned Lee Trundle. There's Super Lee.
Look how he honestly talked to him a couple of weeks ago for an interview that's coming on this, but he is so stacked now.
Stacked. He had absolutely
really.
shite hair for sort of mid 2000. Awful cowlick hairdo. Gotta be said. Jay Upper East Side mentioned old school Rex the Dragon for jokes. Sean Winter.
The old head was very handsome.
Yes, a lot of shouts for Chris Holroyd, Carlos Edwards. The Cryptic said, "Can we nominate our sexiest podcaster?" I just glossed over that, Andy, because in the interest of fairness. James
Reese, isn't it? Obviously, the treacle voiced Reese Williams.
Christina said James McLean. Alaw, what's your thoughts on him?
I don't know. Yeah, I could see it, actually.
Bit of a wind-up merchant, bit of a rebel.
Yeah, a little bad boy.
Yeah,
we love a bad boy.
Yeah, okay, there we are. On the topic of bad boy, Sean Pedgick is not a bad boy. Back in the day, Mark Morris or Jonathan Cross. Today, Elliot Lee.
Jonathan Cross.
Yeah, Jonathan Cross, paramedic. He came to my house once as a paramedic when I thought I was having a heart attack, and I was like, Jonathan Cross in my house. A bit weird. So we mentioned Steve Fletcher as a current squad member. The big Scot. Powerful, strong, dependable.
Rich. He's had a lot of Premier League clubs.
Yeah, definitely rich. Carragher, Juan Ugarte. Now we've got to have a bit of Basque country action here.
Bit of Juan, yeah.
Bit of Juan.
Yeah.
Wonderful away from home. Wonderful away from home. I'm not sure how that would fit in a sort of marriage context.
He's always playing away, is he?
Ian Edwards has been mentioned by Squire York. Current squad, a lot of people have said. Sherry from the States, current squad has a lot of handsome men. JJ Lee, Ford Barnett, Tony Evans, Tom O'Connor, JD, Leno. We need a sexy calendar. I know somebody in this group who's done a sexy calendar. It's not me. It's not you, Gilp. So that can only be one other person. If Wrexham could have a calendar, Alaw, who would you have as like certain stars to be in there?
Ooh. I don't. Can we get Ryan and Rob involved in the calendar as well?
Yeah.
Get them on the cover. They'll be on the cover. Yeah. And then we need to start.
Which one, Ryan or Rob? Because my girlfriend says Rob.
See, I prefer Rob because I feel like everyone goes for Ryan, and Rob's just there and doesn't mind. He's like humble about it.
I think Rob. I mean, does work out as well. You know,
Rob's absolutely chiseled. Amber's a big Rob fan. She says she's, Ryan's obviously a handsome fella, but Rob's the one who really does it for her.
Glenn Little's been mentioned a few times. Sexy Glenn.
All by Liam, probably.
Not by Liam, Mr. Randall, who's Glenn Little's #1 fan. Kevin Russell. Everybody loves a nice cue ball baldy. What are we saying?
He is a cheeky chappy, Kev. He is a cheeky chappy.
He's a cheeky chappy cockney. Doesn't piss about, doesn't mince his words. Again, like some people suit beards, Kev Russell suits baldness. Because when he had hair, he looked a bit rogue, to be fair. Mike Fondop's been mentioned. Remember Mike? Super Mike doing his little sort of thingy there.
What's that dance called where you...
Floss.
The floss.
Floss, yeah.
Yeah.
It does look like
that. Yeah. Went the way of the Harlem Shake, the floss, didn't it?
A few people mentioned Gareth Taylor, which we've said. Simon Cook's put Steve Cooper. I'm not saying anything about that one because we want Steve
always
Cooper.
One, isn't there?
Mary Ann DeMarcus put got to be Fletcher for me. What else? There's been a few Rob Evans mentioned. Christian and Andy Dibble, father and son
Oh.
combo. What do you make of Christian Dibble? Sort of like, you know, a
He's,
victor for the strawberry blondes in brackets gingers amongst us.
yeah, no,
No, are you being gingerist?
a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Going way back 80s, Eddie Nidzwicki says
Yeah,
Loz Whitehead.
good looking lad. Good looking lad.
Carl Tremarco, I'm pretty sure that's a piss take from Kyle Davis. Kyle Davis. I'm sure Kyle was like quite an angry, freckly.
Gouser, was he? Yeah.
You didn't, and you have to get this up for Al. I don't know if you remember him. How you didn't bring this up, Andy, I'll never know. Dean Spink, who's nicknamed Chips after a chip in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Dean Spink, like he smelled of mahogany, didn't he? He's just this perma-tanned, blonde-haired beast up front, basically.
Both he and Craig Skinner, who had really good sort of 90s indie hair, they were both on honourable mentions.
Yeah, Craig Skinner is basically you kind of the Noel to Thingy's Liam that we just mentioned. But yeah, I mean, some good mentions there. So thank you to everybody who tweeted in that.
You need to vote, mate. Pop a vote on Twitter to finally seal this once and for all. And I mean, we've sort of done a rough 11, but I think put those in and a couple of the honourable mentions and see where we are. Yeah.
Well, you have to remind me.
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do it later.
We'll do that.
We probably need to tie this up, mate. So
out of the ones we mentioned, plus your own, give us a top three.
Ooh.
Be anything. You can have two goalkeepers and a striker. You can have whatever. It's a combo. It's a combo deal.
I'm gonna go. Oh, I don't know. Now you say McLean as well.
Yeah.
Top three, him. I think if we're gonna do good looks, we need to go Gorgeous George because of the nickname alone.
Gorgeous George.
We need someone. We need to just throw someone else in there to mix it up a bit. Oh, who could the third be?
Not Anthony Ford.
Yeah, because he's an Armani model but doesn't know it. I like that.
So all right, so we got McLean, Ford, and who's the other?
Gorgeous George.
George. Okay, so Snog, Marry, Avoid.
Oh,
Sorry.
We'll go Snort. Oh, see, now I've just hyped up Gorgeous George, and I'm gonna avoid him. Then I'd marry Ford. He's good. He's good, man. So yeah, Snog. So James McLean.
You've got to avoid the guy whose nickname is Gorgeous George, really, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. After I just hyped him up, I was like, no, I'm not going to.
No, but if that's your nickname, yeah, stay away from that boy. Right,
wow.
Tim.
Yes.
Do you have a song for us?
I do, but I don't think I'm ready to sing it. I don't think I'm ready to sing it because it was a last minute.
Do you want to give the background to this? Because Alaw is looking at you like you're absolutely crazy.
Well, I mean, yeah, ever since we signed Arthur Okonkwo, I started saying, I can fit Arthur Okonkwo's name into any song. So I started doing some random songs. Some all right, some extremely bad. And I did have my Lionel Richie All Night Long one because that was the poll that went out and people voted for that one. However, with this being a last minute kind of thing to boost everybody's mood and do the whole Valentine's Day love aspect, I thought I'm gonna have to do some sort of love song. So I initially was gonna do It Must Have Been Love by Roxette, and I've been working on lyrics for at least 5.5 minutes before we started this pod. I'm not sure it's ready, and I'm certainly not sure I'm ready to make an ass out of myself in front of you two.
Right, okay. We've spent the last near hour making asses of ourselves, so let's not.
Right, I've got right. Okay, I'm so sorry for this. I'm so sorry. Right, I need to build myself up to this. Before I do, let's come back to this. Let's come back to this. In the interest of fairness, because Ala's been a good sport in coming on and doing this last minute. For the interest of equality and everything else, let's talk about women in the women's game. Wrexham women doing well, and I mean, have you been to any of the women's games as well? Or do you just stick to the men game? What's kind of, do you try and do a bit of both?
So there was one of the women's games. I couldn't. I'm hopeless to remember what games I've been to or anything. It's usually because I've had a drink. But there was one of the women's games. I was gonna buy tickets, and it sold out before I did, which I wasn't even mad about because it's like that's completely unheard of usually, isn't it? So I am really loving what they're doing for women's football, Wrexham. It's just even like that. I feel like it's getting so much more support. It's, being more promoted and everything. So I want to get to a game at one point. If I go, probably all be sold out. But yeah, no, I do want to go to the game. I've been doing a lot less games recently because obviously the tickets. I'm hopeless. Like I'll get the email. It's like tickets come out at 10 a.m. I'm like, okay, remember, forget. And then I'll miss out. And then I have to be one of the people on Twitter like, any spares? So yeah, if I get a spare, I'll go. Or if someone's not using a season ticket, I get to go to the men's ones. But yeah, it's my own fault. I need to be a lot more organised.
No, it's fair enough. Without kind of wanting to bring the mood down a pod, just it was something I was curious anyway, because I remember when the whole takeover happened with Rob and Ryan, and everybody was saying there's going to be a massive increase in women going to the game, blah, blah, blah. Whether that's true or not, whether that's happened or not, it doesn't really make much difference. If you're a fan, it doesn't matter what your gender is, etc., etc. I suppose without kind of darkening the mood, have you ever like experienced any sort of sexism at the games or anything like that? Because obviously it's something you're keen to stamp out from the footy. It's largely a male-dominated realm. Is that something you've ever encountered? Or has it been largely fairly free of that at Wrexham or anywhere else?
What? It has been so nice because anytime I go, like even like the men like I met tonight, I just literally I went for a Diet Coke, like after the game. It's just been people that look after you, like on a night out. I never expected that because I was really scared to go first time. And I was like, oh my God. And my mate Lee Chamber, shout out to him, he had like one of his mates weren't going to the first game I ever went and was like, oh, do you want to like come with all of us? Like you can sit next to us, whatever. And I was like, oh, would you mind? But everyone's like took care of me when I've gone, like and been really kind. No one's been obviously what I do for a living is controversial, and I did expect to get a lot of stick and hate and stuff. But no, so far everyone's been like really, really nice. But not even when I say that, like people are lovely to me, be like, oh yeah, of course they are. But I'm like, it's not been seedy or nothing like that. It's genuine people just being nice, and I've loved it. So no, so far I've not experienced anything bad.
Is it
really nice
controversial?
to hear. That's really nice to hear.
Is it controversial? Or do you think people are a little bit more? We're becoming a bit more of a tolerant, open-minded society now, where ultimately, whether it's OnlyFans or whatever, it's still an honest living at the end of the day, isn't it?
I think when I first started, it was quite because OnlyFans was still quite new. It was very like no one was having it. Like I was getting stick all the time. I was getting a lot of trolling and stuff. By now, I think it's become a bit of old news. Like when you hear someone's doing OnlyFans, it's like, oh yeah, they're doing it too, kind of thing. But no, it's an honest living. It's not illegal. I'm paying tax. I'm not hurting anyone. So I'm kind of like, people still. It's like I'm not affecting anyone's lives except for me. So I don't know why people get so bothered about it and get so angry about it because
a bit jealousy, maybe.
I think people think that they're like, oh yeah, like she doesn't work, she doesn't do that, and that. It's like, well, you don't see everything behind the scenes and everything, and I still pay into the same system as everyone else. Like sometimes, it's a bit controversial, but I'm like, like drug dealers, they don't pay tax, but I do. But I'm like somewhat worse sometimes than them. So like so that's what it used to feel like. But now I think because people know I do it now, I don't get as much stick.
Yeah. No, it's good to know, really. It's good to know because, like, you always worry about that, Andy, about stuff at the football, whether it's racism, sexism, misogyny, all that sort of shit. You can just leave it at the door because there's kind of no room for it, especially around here. So, especially when, well, you want to be a good person, right? But with the profile of the club and everything sort of fixed on it, there's kind of like almost like a reputation to uphold.
There's anything that Wrexham fans do is magnified because it's not just Wrexham fans; it's Ryan Reynolds is Wrexham fans. So we're in a bit more of a microcosm than a lot of us. But I understand what you're saying about OnlyFans. It's become a little bit more normalized now, I think, because people, when you first said those words to them, they didn't really know what it was. but now it's become part of more, I wouldn't say the mainstream, but it's more sort of more in the public conscious. And so, like, I mean, we do so many stories with OnlyFans models, and they're all quite empowering stories. So it's like it's people actually taking charge of what they want to do with their lives and what they're comfortable with, and making a way from it. So yeah, I think it definitely it's more sort of prevalent now.
Thank you. Yeah, that was lovely. Thank you.
Right, should we do predictions, or are you going to sing?
I'm going to do my song. Fucking hell.
Okay, come on.
You stop trying to avoid it.
Right, hold on. Build up. Come on! Woo! Don't remember the lyrics now. It must have been love, but it's Okonkwo. It must have been good, but we lost it somehow. It must have been love, but it's Okonkwo. From the penalty save to the time had run out. I got my octaves all wrong there, Andy. You can recall in horror as much as you want. I don't see you doing it, so fuck you.
Okay, right. Predictions.
Sorry, Roxette. Rest in peace. She's dead, isn't she?
I mean, the one who's dead in Roxette is spinning in his or her grave, because I can't remember which one it is. Right, predictions. We've got Sutton, and we've got who we got on Saturday? Notts County.
Sounded so much better
Tim,
rehearsals. Fuck.
Yeah, never mind.
I went
Tim,
high instead of going low. Sorry, yeah. I'm very upset that I fucking fluffed my lines. I feel now it's like, you know, when you go Britain's Got Talent and the nerves get the better of you. You're like, I fucked it here. Fucked it. Three words in, I knew it fucked it. Right, Sutton. I'm gonna say surely. Bizarrely, I think we're gonna, like, because we've cocked it up at home, we're bound to sort our away form out now. So I think we'll win. I think we'll win. I think we'll have a bit more luck. I think we'll win 3-1 on Tuesday. Notts County, absolutely diabolic at the back. It's going to be like just a daft game because they want to come and try and rescue their season, really. So I'm going to go 3-1 at Sutton. I think it's going to be like a silly game, like maybe like 4-2 on Saturday. I think the goals are going to start flowing again. The confidence is going to come coursing back because, you know, these lads and this management team are not suddenly bad over 3 weeks. It doesn't work like that. So I think we're all right. So I'm going to be confident. 2 wins, 3-1 and a 4-2.
Alaw, what do you think?
I always play it safe and go 2-1.
Oh, okay. 2-1 for both?
So it's not Notts County's fans.
Yeah.
It's only banter, but they're the only ones that give me stick as well.
Oh, all right.
So
okay,
I'm going to make sure that I say Wrexham will win against them.
Is there any specific account that gives you stick from Notts County?
I know which one you probably mean, but it's not that one. Yeah, no, not yet. I'm dreading it the day that happens.
Got some inside goss on that one. I'll let you know. But yeah, we don't want to. Yeah, we'll tell you about that one. But yeah, so 2-2-1s. I like that. That's confidence. That's maximum points. Andy.
I think we're going to absolutely squeeze out a 1-0 away at Sutton, and I think it's going to be a proper nerve shredder, a proper Dean Keats style. Go ahead, defend it when we need to, and miss some chances. So I'm going to go 1-0 there. I can like you. I can see a lot of goals with Notts County, but I just think it's going to be sort of. I think it's just going to be a very sort of roll with the punches. Like we go ahead, they sort of claw it back. I think it's going to be 2 each.
Okay.
Because, you know, I just think we just need to sort of really get this poor run behind us. And I know we talked about that earlier, and I think they will. But I think it will take a while to get out of the system, and I think there'll be a little jolt before we do it, and that could be County at home.
Great. Lovely. Well, we've had all the hate at the start of the pod. We've had a lot of love. We've had a bad song. We've had some fascinating insight as to what makes the ideal husband, the whole snog married avoid thing. And it's been a delight. Thank you, Alaw, for coming on.
Thanks so much for coming on.
More power to women. we don't get enough women coming on here, and that's probably largely in part of our own fault. So we need to address that. So the more the merrier, more than welcome to come back on another time as well and discuss more about football in general and everything else, whatever. Especially the Cymru games, because I know you go to them as well. Lots of trips coming up, which I'm excited by, especially next month if we get over the line and get to Germany in the Euros. That'd be good. Andy, is there anything else? I'm pretty sure we've covered most bits. How are you spending Valentine's Day anyway? You two separately?
Is it separately?
Oh,
I'm
God.
I'm joking. The first time we met.
Look at his little face. His little face.
Oh God, I couldn't think my eye could get any more bloodshot, but it managed to. Yeah.
I don't know who's more red, me or you. It's the wonderful moment we've just shared. Andy, come on.
What am I doing? I think I'm working. I haven't got anything planned. Yeah.
No proposals in the offing?
I'll behave. Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Right.
Alaw, you haven't got away with that question.
I don't celebrate Valentine's. I celebrate Santa's Dunwen. So Valentine's to me.
How did you celebrate that?
I went out for food.
Did you?
And I got some flowers as well.
Oh, gossip. Inside gossip. Happy days. What were the good flowers?
They were lovely, and they're still alive now. So yeah, really nice.
Oh wow!
Massive bunch, proper bunch. No sort of buying a garage last minute like Andy does.
no, it's not. Yeah, yellow label ones.
Garage forecourt flowers with a little sticker on.
Peeling it off, £4.
Peel it off, reduced. Oops. Right, come on. I need to get back to work.
Enough of this bollocks. Thanks for listening. Sorry for if we went a bit over the top with stuff.
It was a little bit different. I hope you enjoy it.
It's about lightening the mood. It's a lightening the mood. Leave a comment, subscribe, share, tell us we're idiots or whatever, apart from Alaw because she's not. But yeah, winner. All good. Thanks. Speak to you soon. Take care.
See you.